Hello guys, today we will discuss the ballot parenthesis. Many of the interviews question they are asking write a question to ballot parenthesis. So in this program there will be the input as a string. So the user will be giving as an input as a string. There would be the combination of parentheses. So how do you write the algorithm? This is the ballot parenthesis or not? Ballot parenthesis means it should be open and closed same kind of brackets. So if I'll give this one, this is not a ballot parenthesis. It's opening. Again, it is opening. It should close the same kind of bracket. So if it's closing by this and this, then we can say it's a valid one. Why is it invalid? So if I'll give this one, this is the invalid scenario because we are not closing anything. So I hope you understood the problem. We have to find the valid parenthesis or not in a given string. So first of all, how do we approach it? How we are going to approach it as a brute force solution, as a first solution in your mind? So first solution will come in your mind. We'll take one parenthesis and we compare the next string and we see it's the same kind of or not. So we'll iterate the string and we'll store in a variable like a previous variable, and this will be the current variable. We'll compare with the previous one. If it is containing the same, then it's true and false. But this approach might have a problem when we have this kind of things. So suppose here also we are having this kind of things. So you will store as a previous one, but nest is not closing. Again, it's the opening braces. So store previous to previous, then this also you will store as a previous one. Then you can lose the connection, or it might be having more sequence. Then you need a multiple. Maybe you'll declare multiple variables. So this is not a valid approach. You can take an iterate and take in a variable and just compare it. What will think when you are pushing the elements, you should get the latest one. So if you are start pushing this, you have pushed it, this we have pushed it, and this also we have pushed it. Now this is the closing braces. So we want some kind of data structure which will give us the latest push character, latest pushed character. So we have one of kind of data structure like a stack. If you are aware, a stack is a first and last out. Like if not a FIFO is a LFO, like last in first out. So whatever you put as a last, it will come as a first. So if you're putting, suppose we are inserting the variable like this, and again this and this, then you're giving as a pop. Pop is for popping the element. This for pushing the elements. You do the pop, it will give the latest element, this one. Then we can verify. So the base, the underlying data structure we will use as a stack. Stack is the best data structure to perform this perform this operation or maybe solve these problems. So we know we have to use the stack, but how to rewrite it? What is the logic? So we'll start. We'll see one by one. Okay. So we'll take the user input. Anything we can take as a user input. String we take as a user input. Suppose I took this one, simple string, and we can change it later. We can take the from user input as well. So we'll write the program is valid. We have to return true or false. So we'll take the boolean and we'll return this flag. We have to write this method is valid or not. Write this method and input user input. Okay, here we return the true or false. So this is the user input. What we have to do, we have to iterate each string and push in the stack. So we'll first of all we'll create the stack. Stack is a class in our Java. Which kind of a stack we have to create? A string. Now we'll iterate the each element. We put the for loop, or we can convert this simple string to array. So let me convert this string to a string array. To convert in each character as a string array, you can split it with blank. Then it will create the array string array for each character. So now we'll take this thing, then character, string array, first character. For first character, so what we will check first? We'll check if it's the open parenthesis or close parenthesis. First, we'll check the open or close parenthesis. So we'll put if current character equals if it is a opening or closing parenthesis. So if it is a opening, okay, might be it will contain there a condition. It will contain only three parentheses. So we'll put all three conditions here. Small bracket ss and the other one. Okay, if it is our opening braces, then we have to push it. So we'll push in our stack the current character. Okay, we are pushing. Now, if it is not a opening bracket, it is not a opening bracket. And first thing we forgot to optimize it. If this parenthesis length is a even, then it should be valid. If it's a even not a even, then it most probably it's a invalid. So we'll put the first before validating, we'll put if user input dot length divided by 2 not equal to 0, then we'll return as a false directly. No need to go further. Okay. If not, then it will continue the our program. So if condition if it's the inside one, then we'll push it. If not, if it contain other kind of characters like a closing brackets, suppose it's containing closing bracket. First of all, stack should not be empty and stack should not be empty. If it is a stack is empty, then I think we have done all the comparisons. So it should not be empty or should not be empty and it should be the closing one or other kind of closing or okay. If it's the closing one, then what we have to do? We have to pop the element. So we'll take one string, pop element, pop character, stack dot pop. Now, this kind of character it's popping. So the input character is this one. Then it should pop the same kind of character. So Again, we will check the condition inside this. If current character is this one, with closing bracket this one, then it should pop and should pop which kind of character? Uh, it should pop this one. It's valid. Or it's not this. If current character is this, then it should pop this. Even third condition. You should validate third condition. If current character is not this, if it is this, it should pop this. Okay, so we have to put these three conditions here. If these are true, if one of them is not true, if not equals, if suppose this is not equals, so we'll check not equals, then we'll return as a false. Not equals this one and this, and pop character is not equals this one. Because if we check the true, then we have to check till we are not ending this loop. So we'll check the it is not equals. If it is not equals, directly we can return as a false and we'll end the program. Why we are not putting as a true condition equals? Because if we'll put as a equals, to we cannot return the true because we have to check all the characters. In case of false, if one of them is not matching, we can return as a false and we can terminate the program. In the positive, in the true cases, it will run all of them. If it is a true, we can return at a last. So if it is a opening braces, it will post. If it is a closing braces, it pop out and check containing same kind of character or not. Suppose the starting, the starting itself is this. Suppose not this. If a starting itself is closing braces, then it won't go in this condition because it's not a starting. It won't go in this condition because stack is empty. Then we have to handle one more condition if it is an invalid input. Suppose the we cannot check the parenthesis. For that one, I think this will come in this case, but suppose it's like this. And for these cases, I have to handle if we are giving first only, it will check out only this length condition. So I have given the two. If we are having as a even, then what we should do? We should handle this case here. So if it is not going any of these condition is starting this, then directly we can return as a false. If it is a valid one, then it should start with as a enter, as a valid. Okay. Now we can return as a false. We can handle one more condition if stack is empty. If stack is not empty, suppose one more case. Suppose we have input and we have a closing braces. In this case, it will push two elements, but it will pop only one element. Then it won't return as a false from this condition. It will push. This will go fine. In this also, it will pop it. Stack is not empty. It will count this one. Will pop it. Again, it will go. Stack is empty, so it won't go here. In this case, it won't go here. It won't go here. It will go here and return false. Or let me add one more case. Yeah, in this stack is not empty only, so it will go here and it won't go here. It will go here and it will won't return a false. Okay. Then we have to check a stack is empty or not. if you see this condition, so the stack size is 2. Okay. uh, in this condition will pop out, it will match this condition, go fine, go fine. The it's ending here because we have done with this, so the for loop will be ending, there is no more. Then we have to check stack is empty or not, because we are still having one element with a stack for that condition. So stack is empty or not, we have to check, because we have put two element, but we have only popped one element, and the length is no more length. Okay. If you say it will fall in this category, if it will fall in this category, let me show you in this category, then okay, let me add one more thing then, this one. Then again, it won't fall in this category and it will come in this category, because the post will be 3 and pop will be 1, 2 is still there, and the loop is ending. We do not have to iterate more element. Then it will come here, it will check stack is not empty, then return false also. If every cases works fine, then we have to return as a true. Then our program is a valid parenthesis. Okay, let me run it. I'll show each one of them. True. These are the valid one. Let me test this condition. Okay, so come as a false. False. So so this is the program where I have covered each cases. Okay, guys. Thank you.